Yeah, looks like we need to move the sheep. Got one on the wrong side of the fence here. Guess he thought the grass was greener on the other side.
Welcome back to another episode of Pasture Pioneers. Matthias took the lambs to auction last week and we got more than we were hoping for. This really helps cover our hay cost for the winter. In this video, Matthias is moving the sheep and giving an update around the farm. I'm in the kitchen tackling some final preserving projects. So Matthias picked up these onions when he was taking the lambs to the auction. They were seconds, so we got a really good deal on them. And as I mentioned in a previous video, some of our onion crop just completely died. It wasn't some, it was all. So now we are working on getting these processed. And all we're gonna do is run them through the food processor, cut off the bad spots, run them through the food processor, and then we're gonna put them in quart freezer bags and freeze them, and we'll have ready to go cut onion whenever we need it. So once you have your quartered onions in the food processor, I'm just gonna be tapping the pulse. You don't want to just turn it on because it won't cut evenly. But when you just give it that pulse, it ends up chopping them really nicely. So we've got our onions done and bagged. The other thing we got from Azure Standard the other week was beets, and they've been sitting in my fridge and they're good for up to another month, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna turn them into pickled beets for our larder. We really enjoy pickled beets for a side dish on, I don't know, like a lazy Sunday when we're not doing a lot of work. It's nice to just have a jar you can go downstairs, open up, and it is ready to go to eat. So all I'm going to do for these beets, at least to get the cooking process started, is I'm going to cut the ends. I just love that rich color that can be found in a beet. Nature is awesome. So I've got the ends cut off. Now I'm going to put them in the Instant Pot, and I will add a little bit of water. And I am going, once the Instant Pot's full, I'm going to run it for 4 minutes at high pressure. This cooks them, and honestly, it's a lot faster than just boiling them on the stove. So that's my preferred method. I find a lot of people are kind of turned off by the thought of eating beets because they taste kind of like dirt. But something I've found, which I guess I can't speak for these, I usually only do the ones we grow, is that when you pickle them, they take on this really delicious, sweet and sour, tangy taste that's really enjoyable.
So I realized the other day when I made this, or I was looking at it yesterday, and I was like, well, this could totally work for a hay feeder. We were able to get some hay. I'll show you here in a minute. They're like large square bales. So we'll have to take them out in the pasture by hand anyways. But I thought, well, I could just put the hay right into here. It'll help contain it a little bit, and then I can put a bunch in there and I'll have to feed them every day. So let's get this thing out in the pasture. All right. We'll see if we can get some hay in there. This is different hay. The one down here is more of like a alfalfa blend, or it's actually pure alfalfa. The rest of this has a little bit of alfalfa, but the alfalfa is a little better quality hay. All right, let's take that out there. That'll work pretty good just to get them some extra hay since the grass is getting pretty low. So here's an update on our chicks. So I had them in this pen in the corner just by themselves, and then we had the hen that's with them right there. She was on the outside and was really paying attention to them and wanting to kind of take them on. And so I stuck them in the pen with her, or I stuck her in the pen with them, and she's really bonded with them now, and just let them out of the cage here now. So we're hoping that with her being attached to them, they'll incorporate with the other flock better. We had some issues last time, but in our experience, we've discovered that we tend to be kind of a problem with getting a younger flock incorporated with an older flock. They don't tend to like to let the other chicks in. So I thought I would just show you guys an update on our pigs. They are getting pretty close to butcher weight. They will probably be butchered a little over a month or so. But I had them down here underneath this hickory tree, and we're eating the nuts there. And I just moved them up here today along the fence line. They're kind of helping to clear that out. It's just an old fence line that we're trying to get cleaned up. And looks like they're eating on some nuts that I collected them for them. The great thing about pigs is that they're pretty versatile in what they can eat. Got some beet scraps in there, and they'll eat whatever they want. If they don't want it, it'll just decompose. And this is the hut that I had made for them. So far it seems to be working out pretty good. It's really lightweight, pretty easy to pull around. Downsides to that is probably that they can move it around themselves, but for the most part that hasn't really been a problem.
Things are slowing down on the homestead. This is some of the last preserving I had to do before we enter butchering season. So I'm very thankful to have this done. I had 10 pounds of beets I was working with, and it yielded exactly 7 quarts of pickled beets. And so then it made me reflect back to last year. I had put away 37 to 40 quarts of pickled beets. And so I started asking myself, okay, if 10 pounds yielded 7 quart, how many pounds of beets did I do last year? And I estimated that it was around 60 pounds of beets. I was amazed that we'd actually raised that much. I mean, I knew last summer, I felt like it was never ending. I was constantly making pickled beets, but it gives you a new appreciation when you have a drought year and your yield isn't that great. And and it's humbling because you have to buy from a store, essentially. Azure is not like a normal grocery store, but still. It just gives you a new appreciation for the money you save. If we had gone out and bought the amount of beets I put away last year, it would have cost us $100. And instead, it cost us a seed packet. And I'm pretty sure we didn't even use the whole seed packet. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, leave a comment. We appreciate any feedback. We'll see you next week.